Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday Morning Mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Well, I have a really delightful cup of coffee this morning, and it comes in at a nice price point. Hang on 1 minute. Oh boy, that's fresh and hot off my Keurig machine. Boy, that's good. That's a good hot cup of coffee. Hang on, one more sip. Yeah, that's really, really good. Again, delightful, flavorful, good price point. I was at my local Aldi grocery store last week, and I picked up their breakfast blend, fair trade certified coffee. Can you see that there? How about that? And 12 cups, 12 Keurig cups, come in at about $5.50, if I recall correctly. I don't have the receipt in front of me, but I think it was like $5.48. We mentioned this on last week's second cup, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have this again for this morning's Monday Morning Mailbag. And it's a nice cup of coffee right there, breakfast blend. Okay, you can see the label right there. Okay, again, 12 of these Keurig cups, about $5.50, less than $6, and not bad at all. And some morning artwork there for you with a rooster getting ready to wake you up. 100% Arabica coffee, as it says right there on the label. Okay, I know the light's playing off it a little bit. Okay, it's reflecting a little bit, but yeah, really, really terrific cup of coffee. Hang on, one more sip. Oh, yeah, and as we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug. Let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Absolutely. Hey, if you're taking me along on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. Really do appreciate that. If you're listening to the audio podcast this morning, thanks very much for tuning in via all those great streaming platforms like Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, that sort of thing. Great to be with you this morning. Hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Got a great show for you this morning. Let me get over to my topics here. First show of March. Can you believe it's March already? It's March 2nd. How about that? So we're going to kick off March with some really, really neat topics. We got a great viewer morning shaving tip. This is a reminder shaving tip. We had this one in the past, but because of what we've been talking about regarding, where is it? Right here, regarding the Tube 2.0, we thought we'd share the shaving tip with you one more time, and you'll know why when you see the shaving tip. That came from Julio Rodriguez. Julio, thank you again very, very much. Got a great shave den visit from Stephen Colbert. That's going to be really neat. Wait till you see what he added to his shave den. We got the usual round of reminders. We have some giveaway updates for you this morning. Stay tuned for that. We also have some great refill comments, some terrific new wet shaving gear, and some questions and comments to kind of round out the show. Wow, really excited to share all this information with you this morning. Great to be with you. Of course, you can see my mug, my coffee mug this morning is the official Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug. You can still get these online. We'll have a link below where you can get your very, very own. So I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Great to be with you. Let's get the show kicked off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Well, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Julio Rodriguez. And Julio writes, "Hello, Mr. Zarate. My name is Julio Rodriguez. I'm just writing to give you a Monday Morning Mailbag viewer shaving tip. I saw that in your last shave, you unwrapped a brand new Phoenix shaving cube. I did the same thing with all my cubes as anybody would normally do. I later found out that there's another approach that might be a better option. You can cut the wrapper in half like you were peeling a banana. That way, you can use the wrapper itself as a sleeve or handle for the cube and preserve at the same time the nice sticker art. By the way, I learned this trick from Mr. Ken Surfs. Well, thanks very much for passing this along, Julio. Really do appreciate it. And again, folks, we showed you on screen how Julio did this. He just cut around that wrapper there, about 3/4 of the way down, about 1/4 of the way down, halfway down, something like that, and left that wrapper in place with the sticker art so you can identify what the cube is, and you can use that wrapper as a handle, leave it on as a sleeve, and then that way you can preserve the artwork, you know what kind of cube you're working with, and you can also, avoid getting it on your hands that way, because we've been talking about how the Tube 2.0 gives you that advantage where you can take the tube here, uncap it, and then just turn the base here, twist the base here, and then it extends the cube product, and you can go ahead and apply it for your pre-shave wash, your pre-shave lather, and that way your fingers, your hand, really isn't touching the cube product. Of course, until you decide to decide to massage it in, or you could use a shaving brush as well. And this shaving tip, is kind of in the same spirit. You can use that wrapper as a handle, as a sleeve, and also retain the artwork so you know which cube you're working with, because I've got a lot of different cubes, and you know what? I'm kind of going by their color coding to figure out which cube I have and which shave soap set it goes with. This way I'll know for sure. And that's an absolutely fantastic tip, Julio. So thank you very much again for passing it along. And Julio already has an original George sketch that we sent along in exchange for that shaving tip. And here it is right here. There it is, displayed in his shave den. Julio, thank you very much. Very flattered and honored by that. But if you out there would like an original signed George sketch, just send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use your shaving tip here on the Viewer Morning Shaving Tip segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So Julio, thanks again for a great shaving tip, and by extension, a big thank you to Ken Surfs. Okay, it's time for a shave den visit.
Grab your favorite shave soap, whip it up, rich and creamy, fill your cup, boom, lather. Hot towel ready, face feels prime, a classic shave, so smooth, so fine. 30 degrees, a light touch, let the razor do the work, no need to rush. Shave like a pro, close and neat, a shave so smooth it can't be beat. Slap on your favorite splash, feel that glow. Shave complete, now you're ready to go. Oh, boom, shave complete, you're ready to go.
Well, this morning's Shave Den visit comes from viewer Stephen Colbert. That's spelled capital Colbert. We've heard from Stephen before, and I always second guess the way I pronounce his name. I believe it's Colbert. Stephen, please let me know in the comments below. My apologies if I mispronounce it, because I know that there are some folks out there who pronounce it with a rather sort of French flair, but I'm going to go with Stephen Colbert. Anyhow, Stephen wrote, "Hey Mark, I'm sending photos of razors. First is a 1948 to 1950 Aristocrat in excellent condition. The case is perfect and only slight plate wear on the razor." My gosh, that looks fantastic. And the case is in, as you say, excellent condition. Wow. The second set is a 1947 Aristocrat. No plate wear at all, so I'd say mint. Wow, that is an absolutely gorgeous razor, Steve. Wow. And check this out, folks. He writes, the third set is a new old stock 1960 toggle. The razor and case are perfect, and the razor even came with a presentation blade installed. I got these on eBay, and each was a really great deal. I've seen toggles in this condition go for over $1,000, and I got mine for less than half that. Steve, wow, Steve, that is absolutely outstanding, and that toggle is a real find. My gosh, there you go, folks. Again, another example of going to eBay or Etsy or an antique store, having a little bit of patience, and finding some absolute wonderful wet shaving treasure that's out there. So again, if you do a little research and you have a little bit of patience and you know where the market is pricing some of these vintage razors, you can come away with a really, really beautiful vintage Gillette razor or other brand at a really, really nice price point for your shave den. Steve, when you use the toggle or any of the other aristocrats, you're going to have to let us know how they shave. So please, send us an update on send us an update at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and we'll share that with all the viewers out there. That would be something to see, especially that toggle. My gosh, that's absolutely beautiful. Steve, thanks very much for sharing these beautiful razors, new additions to your shave den with all the viewers out there. Thanks again, very, very much. Well, here's your reminder to check out shavesplash.com. This is a website that was created by viewer Lee Meyer. If you happen to have a shave soap, but you don't have an aftershave splash for it, well, shavesplash.com is a scent matching website. So you'll be able to find a complimentary aftershave scent that will go with that shaving soap. Really, really terrific. And they also have some great articles and features up there. So check it out. We'll have the link below, shavesplash.com, from viewer Lee Meyer. Well, the channel now has auto dub technology courtesy of Google and YouTube. And as the name suggests, it will automatically translate this audio from English into Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. Pretty amazing. Simply click on the gear in the lower right of the video screen. A menu will pop up, and there you can select the language that you wish to hear the audio in: Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. It translates it from English to any of those languages in real time, on the fly. Pretty amazing. Auto dub. Check it out. Well, here's your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. Both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, and now iHeartRadio. Viewer Aaron Watson sent along this heads up regarding the Maggard Meetup for 2026. Aaron, thank you very, very much. His email heading reads, Maggard 2026 Meetup. Hey Mark, just thought I would pass this along for the 3MB. Thanks, Aaron Watson. He included the link. We'll include the link below so you can check it out and get a ticket. Here's the Cliff Notes version of what's going on this year with the Maggard Meetup for 2026. Maggard Razors will host its 9th annual wet shaving meetup on April 25th, 2026 from noon to 4 p.m. at 124 South Winter Street in Adrian, Michigan. After drawing more than 185 attendees last year, the 2026 event will cap attendance at 180 and feature up to 18 vendors. A $36 ticket includes a $14 meal voucher for select downtown restaurants, complimentary drinks throughout the day, entry into over 100 door prize drawings for those who purchase tickets before April 23rd, vendor samples, and a massive pay-it-forward table for swapping gear. Attendees can also meet well-known artisans from across the wet shaving community. An informal after-meet gathering will take place that evening at the Hampton Inn and Suites, which also offers a preferred group rate. Several other nearby hotels are available as well. So there it is. All the information regarding this year's Maggard Meetup for 2026. We'll have a link to the page below where you can get tickets and check out all the information in detail. I've got my ticket. I hope to see you there. Well, this morning we have an update in the Great Groundhog Day giveaways. You know, all three of our winners contacted the program to claim their prizes, and all three have now contacted us to let us know that they received their prizes. First up is David Ullman, who won prize package number 1. He sent along this photo and he wrote, "Mark, I received my prize package yesterday and everything arrived in perfect condition. What a great addition to my collection. Please forward my appreciation to all that contributed to the prize package. It was so generous of them. Thanks again, Dave Ullman." Dave, great to hear, and I'm so glad that the scuttle arrived intact and in good shape. That was my biggest concern. I really wrapped that up to protect it while it was in transit to your doorstep, and I'm so glad it arrived in good shape, as did everything else. Great to hear. Thanks again, Dave. Congratulations again. Phil Luck won the second prize package, and he wrote, "Hey Mark, the package arrived today, safe and sound. I have a video of my kids unpacking it for me, and I'm planning on making a video tonight of a shave using only this stuff. I will send you the videos in the next couple of days. Thank you so very much, Mark. This is a phenomenal shaving set. Thanks to Patricia Bagwell for the amazing gear, and a very special thank you to the late Mr. Mark Bagwell. I will thank him every time I use any of his personal items," and that comes from Phil Luck. Phil, great to hear. We look forward to receiving those videos, and as soon as we get the videos of Phil with that gear, we'll share that with all the viewers out there in an upcoming Monday morning mailbag. So congratulations again, Phil, for winning prize package number 2. Prize package number 3 was won by Jimmy Day, and he received his prize package, and he sent along this photo, and he wrote, "Mark, yes, everything arrived perfectly. Thanks again. Best, Jimmy." Jimmy, that's great to hear, and again, I'm glad that the shaving mug and the razor and everything else arrived in good shape, intact, and ready for your shave den. That's absolutely fantastic to hear. So there you go, folks. All three of our winners received their prize packages. My thanks to them for confirming that and that everything arrived in good shape. So very happy about that. Now, we also selected a winner this past Saturday in the St. Valentine's Day Love Your Shave giveaway. And that winner was S. Martin 5534. I think that might be Scott Martin. Not entirely sure, but the first name is Scott. So Scott, congratulations. You're the winner in the St. Valentine's Day Love Your Shave giveaway. Email me at mondaymailbag@gmail.com to claim your prize, and please include your full shipping address. You will have until March 14th, 2026 to claim your prize. If I don't hear from you by March 14th, 2026, the prize will be forfeited and we will select a new winner at a later date. But right now, congratulations to S. Martin 5534 in winning the St. Valentine's Day Love Your Shave giveaway. Thanks to Mr. Anonymous, Patricia Bagwell, Brian Zions Bernstein, Greg Pisanti, and many others for sponsoring these giveaways. So there you go. Those are all the updates on the giveaways that we've had here on the channel. And we've got more giveaways coming. That's why you need to subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video, because that next video I upload could be a giveaway video. So stay tuned for those. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell so it'll give you an alert whenever we upload a new video. Again, it could be a giveaway video because we've got more planned, so stay tuned. Congratulations to all our winners, and thanks again to Mr. Anonymous, Brian Zions Bernstein, Patricia Bagwell, and Greg Pisanti for sponsoring the Great Groundhog Day giveaway, and also Mr. Anonymous and Brian Zions Bernstein and Patricia Bagwell for sponsoring the St. Valentine's Day Love Your Shave giveaway. So my thanks to everyone who made these giveaways possible. Thank you very much for your sponsorship. Really do appreciate it. Once again, congratulations to all the winners. Stay tuned. More giveaways coming. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on 1 minute. Oh, yeah, that's a good hot cup of coffee. That's nice. Not as hot as it was the first time around. I let it cool a little bit while I was getting ready to record this segment. Hang on. That's good. That's a nice, basic, flavorful cup of coffee. Again, from Aldi, breakfast blend. Right there, breakfast blend. You can pick this up at Aldi. About $5.50 or so, less than $6 for 12 Keurig cups. And we're enjoying that this morning in our Monday Morning Mailbag, the official Monday Morning Mailbag coffee mug. These are still available. We'll have a link below where you can get your very, very own. And if you want to know if the coffee you're drinking is healthy, check out the Black Coffee Life, Mantic 59's website, where he talks about all the health benefits of drinking black coffee. And also check out the Lockhorns. Someday we'll look back on this and quickly change the subject. A hardcover book collection of great Lockhorns cartoons. And even though we just kicked off March, you still might need a calendar for 2026. So check out the Lockhorns 2026 Laugh-A-Day calendar. We'll have links to Amazon where you can get both of those. And again, both of those by my good friends, Bunny Host and John Reiner. Hang on, let me get another sip here. Wow. That's terrific. That's good. That's a good, flavorful cup of coffee. I like that a lot. Again, bargain priced. So if you're looking for something that isn't going to wear out your wallet, get over to Aldi and check out their breakfast blend. Again, as I say right here, it's fair trade certified. Okay, right there, that little symbol right there is fair trade certified. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's not focusing because of the light reflecting off, but that's what it says right there, and some fun artwork there, so it'll stand out on the shelf. You'll know what to look for. Hey, let's get to some of these comments right here. We got this email from Al Spencer. The subject heading is making lather. Mark, you asked for feedback on how viewers use their brush when making lather. I press soap in the bottom of the bowl, add a little water, and let it bloom for a minute or so, then dump it out. I wet my brush thoroughly and gently squeeze out excess water. I begin by swirling the brush around in all directions until I can see a lather form. Then I get more aggressive by splaying the brush, going back and forth, round and round, up and down. Oh, wait. Let's twist again. Very good. I go back and forth between splaying and normal pressure, adding water in 1/2 teaspoon increments as needed. By the way, splaying the brush really seems to make the process quicker and easier. And then, boom, lather. Have a great week, Al. Al, thanks very, very much for that. And you know what? I'm going to have to look and see when I build my lather in a bowl if I'm, coincidentally or ironically or accidentally splaying the brush in the bottom like that. I might be doing the same thing. I'm not entirely sure. Folks, let us know in the comments below. When you're building a lather in a bowl, are you being a little more aggressive with that brush and having it splay out? And does that help you make a lather quicker and easier? I tend to think that I'm doing that too. And I'm not realizing it's not registering at the moment I'm doing that. I'm not looking at it and saying, gee whiz, that's splaying out. I'm just doing it. So, Al, thanks very, very much for that. Really, really do appreciate it. 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes also talked about building a lather. My brush in the bowl movements are circular, a few or several in one direction, a few or several in the reverse direction, maybe some back and forth segments, but mostly circular, clockwise, and counterclockwise. Yeah, we asked about that. Thanks very much for that, 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes. We asked about that. Are you building a lather, just moving the brush in one direction, or are you reversing, going clockwise, counterclockwise, that sort of thing? 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes goes clockwise and counterclockwise. Thanks very much for that. Really, really do appreciate that. This comes from Jim G, 7755. This is Jim from Northfield. Jim, thank you very much. Hey, Mark, when I heard that Williams Mug Soap was being discontinued a few years ago, I went to many stores and purchased whatever I could. I ended up with 76 pucks. That will add to my retirement fund one day. There is a huge difference between vintage Williams and the more current formula. The vintage had tallow as the chief ingredient. That made the lather much thicker and it wouldn't dissipate. The way you can tell which pucks are vintage or modern is a couple of things. The puck itself will have J.B. Williams printed on the backside. The box will have the word mug in solid blue color. The modern will have the word mug in a highlighted font. If you find a vintage with a UPC symbol on the box, that is post-1971. If no UPC symbol, that is most likely 1950s to 1960s timetable. It will have a circle with a price printed in it. The vintage, depending on the year it was made, had a wrapper around the puck with an advertisement of Aqua Velva or to purchase the pewter mug in which I shared photos several shows ago. For me, nothing beats the vintage. I have over 20 of those. I use it sparingly. But if you are given the choice between them, choose the vintage. You won't go wrong. Thanks, Jim from Northfield. Jim, thanks very, very much for this. We asked in last week's show if there was a difference between the vintage Williams Mug Shave Soap and the more current version of the Williams Mug Shave Soap that is now discontinued. And Jim, you gave some great information here. Now, I do have a puck, a vintage puck of Williams Mug Shave Soap, and it's wrapped in the Aqua Velva ad. Yeah, I have yet to use it, and I don't think I have fully unwrapped it either. I'm kind of hanging on to it as a keepsake, and I don't know if I'm going to crack it open or use it, but I'm going to keep a lookout for other vintage Williams Mug Shave Soap pucks. And if I can find a few of them at a really, really decent price, I'm talking maybe a couple of bucks, because that's what that particular vintage mug shave soap puck cost me. It was like $2.50, something like that. If I could find it for about that, then I'll pick it up. I know that from what I understand, some of the Williams Mug Shave Soap pucks are going for some big dollars. $50 I've heard, maybe a little bit lower. I'm not entirely sure, but that's why if I can find something at a reasonable price, a couple of bucks, $5, something like that, I'll pick it up, and I'm more apt to use it knowing that I still have one intact, kind of off to the side to keep for sentimental reasons, that sort of thing. But Jim, great information. Thanks very, very much for sending that along. Really, really do appreciate it. This comes from Jason NYC 2006, and he writes, Mark, great 3MB show as always. I believe that you are helping my mom understand more my passion for traditional wet shaving, and thank you for that. Well, Jason, you're very, very welcome. Watch out for that rabbit hole. This comes from Scott Martin. Beth, you're a legend on this channel, and I'm sending prayers and positive thoughts to you and your husband from Los Angeles. Hang in there, and I know he will have a full recovery. Us lefties are tough. Yeah, Beth Jones informed us that her husband Jim had a stroke, and he is on the road to recovery. And a lot of viewers out there sent along some really, really nice prayers and positive thoughts and some nice comments. Scott, thank you very, very much for this. And again, Beth, we're remembering you and Jim in our thoughts and prayers. This comes from Robert Fagan. So sorry to hear about Beth Jones' husband, Jim. As long as I've been watching your videos, Beth has always commented and provided some great insight and always positive. I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say we'll miss seeing her comments on every video, but family always comes first. Sending all my love, hugs, prayers, and support to Beth and Jim during this challenging time, and wishing for a full and speedy recovery. Well said, Robert, and you're absolutely correct. Beth contributed so much to this show and channel, and we are definitely sending good positive thoughts and prayers to her and especially her husband Jim for a full and speedy recovery. Carolina Shaves wrote here, thanks so much for the Monday Morning Mailbag and for all the other videos. Whether it's a mild razor with a sharp blade or an aggressive razor with a mild blade, or whatever combination you prefer, the beauty of traditional wet shaving is that you can find a combination that works best for you. I still prefer a milder razor with a sharp blade. Thanks again for all you do for the community. Carolina Shaves, that was said very, very well, because that kind of wraps up the whole philosophy and approach of the traditional wet shave. As we've said, you'll find a razor, a blade, a shaving brush, a shave soap that fits your face type and your wallet, because there is so much out there. A great time to be doing the traditional wet shave. Whether you prefer a milder razor with a sharp blade or a more aggressive razor with a milder blade or somewhere in between, you'll find a combination that works really, really well for you. Carolina Shaves, thanks so much for that. Well said. This comes from Steve M, 1563. Enjoyed the show. See you at Maggard's. I bought tickets again this year for my son and I. It has been an annual tradition and something we look forward to doing every year together. Hey, Steve, looking forward to seeing you and your son at Maggard's. Let's get a picture together. Looking forward to that. Thanks again, Steve. Really do appreciate it. This comes from Gerald Valletta, 5266. This is Jerry. Hi, Mark. Just watching you now. 12 o'clock, big snowstorm in Connecticut. Blizzard. Playing in the snow. Great Monday morning mailbag. Have a blessed rest of your week. Jerry Avaletta from Wolcott, Connecticut. Yeah, the East Coast just recently got hit with a pretty big storm, and I think, I'm not entirely sure, but they were predicting more for this morning. I haven't seen the updates yet. But hang in there. I hope they didn't get socked too badly. So, Jerry, thanks very much for checking in, and I hope you're all dug out and staying warm. This comes from Brian's 8th night. Beth and Jim Jones, I am so sorry to learn of Jim having a stroke. There is a saying that God only gives us what we can handle. I will keep you both in my thoughts and prayers, wishing you a speedy recovery for Jim. Hey, Brian, thanks very, very much for that. Hopefully Beth is looking, and we're passing along good thoughts and prayers to her and Jim. Brian's 8th night also added this comment. Hi, Mark. Great 3MB. Punxsutawney Phil was not wrong. We got hit with that nor'easter Sunday into Monday here in southeast PA. We had accumulations of about 8 to 10 inches of heavy, wet snow in my neighborhood. A little further southeast of us, they got 20 plus inches of snow. I also heard Massachusetts got socked with even more. The current weather report indicates another possible small storm for our area on Thursday. I have had enough of winter. Bring on spring. I agree with you. Bring on spring. And again, we'll know more by the time this airs. That's for sure. Stay warm, Brian. Charlie, 5970 writes, wow, there are so many razors I see that I love, but not their color choices. Knowing I can send them in to get anodized is a game changer. Yeah, isn't that neat? This was Chris Bodrab's Shave Den visit last week, where he showed some of the razors that he had anodized, his titanium razors, and he actually shows how he does it at home. And we had a link to where you can learn all about it because Chris provided that information. Yeah, really, really neat that you can anodize your own razors to whatever color that you want to kind of fit your shave den. Yeah, that was really, really neat, Charlie. So if you missed that, check out last week's Monday Morning Mailbag, the Shave Den segment. Charlie, thanks again very, very much. Robert Fagan, 3970, checked in one more time. In regards to the talc aftershave powder, I'm not 100% certain, but it's actually a body powder and not an aftershave powder, mainly used after a shower to soak up excess moisture and to make skin feel soft and provide a nice scent, depending on scented or unscented. Most powders, cornstarch or talc, are used for places on your body that hold moisture or sweat more, i.e. underarms, feet, below the belt. The powder is to soak up the moisture and keep those areas dry to reduce chafing, sweating, and odor. Hey, Robert, thanks very, very much for that. But we've discussed the use of talcs a little bit as an aftershave routine after your splash, after your balm, that sort of thing. And we like the skin softening that it provides. And I've been using a cornstarch-based powder and also a talc powder, and they both work really, really well in giving you a nice soft feel. I'm just not overdoing it a lot. I understand the whole idea behind absorbing moisture and that sort of thing. I'm just kind of using it for post-shave feel. Folks, comment below and let us know if you're using a talc or cornstarch powder in your post-shave routine and for what purpose, that sort of thing. Or are you using a talc after your shower and then you're doing a shave and then grabbing a little bit of that powder, or talc in your post-shave routine? Let us know in the comments below. Robert, thanks very, very much for that information. Really do appreciate it. Brian's Eighth Night commented once again, besides Parasso, Clubman Pinot talc is cornstarch based, so no talc is used in the current product line. I do remember the days of getting a haircut at a traditional barbershop, and the finishing touch was talc powder on my neck and face. I have not used talc since those times as a kid in the 80s and early 90s. Please note that if you have any lung issues, using talc is not recommended. I am keenly aware of this as I am a double lung transplant recipient. This is just one of the many cautions I have received from my transplant team. Brian, thanks very, very much for that information. Really, really do appreciate it. And yeah, I remember the talc as a finishing touch in barbershops as well when I was a little boy. And even as a young adult, getting a haircut from Vince's Barbershop. Yeah. Those were great days. Brian, thanks again very, very much. Scott Martin checked in one more time regarding talc. I also did a deep dive on this subject a while back. Currently, I use real talc from Taylor of Old Bond Street, D.R. Harris, and George Trumper, and I am confident they are asbestos-free and well-regulated. The cornstarch talcs do a nice job, but real talc is on another level as far as face feel and dryness. I trust those companies with my talc needs and have for many years. Cheers, Scott. Scott, thanks very, very much for that. Really do appreciate it. Again, folks, regarding talc, whether it's a real talc powder or a cornstarch powder, do your own research as to whether you want to incorporate it into your post-shave routine. And my thanks to everyone who's provided some great, great information regarding this discussion. I use it every once in a while myself, the real talc and also the cornstarch powder, and I like the feel on my face. Gives a nice, smooth feel, nice finishing touch. And again, I'm not using it to excess, but also keep in mind the cautionary notes that we've also heard on this show and previous shows regarding the use of talc and also cornstarch powders, that sort of thing. So Scott, thanks very, very much for that. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up another 3MB refill segment. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. We received this from viewer Chris Bodrab regarding a traditional wet shaving set for a cause that matters. It's called Fostering Hope. And Chris writes, Fostering Hope, a traditional wet shaving set for a cause that matters. In the midst of devastation, hope can take many forms. Fostering Hope is a limited, collaborative, traditional wet shaving set created to directly support children and women affected by the war in Ukraine. Every dollar raised from this project will be donated to ru4children.org, a charity dedicated to providing critical aid and support to those whose lives have been forever altered by conflict. This is more than a shaving set. It's a tangible way to turn a daily ritual into meaningful action. What's included? A complete traditional wet shaving set, thoughtfully designed and handcrafted by some of your fellow enthusiasts in the wet shaving community. A custom safety razor designed and precision crafted by Steve Tinter of Alpha Shaving Works. Each razor is made from aerospace-grade aluminum and finished in striking blue and yellow Cerakote, symbolizing the flag of Ukraine and the resilience of its people. Custom hand-turned shaving brush, individually poured, turned, and polished by Opus Brushworks, that's Craig Budgeon, and CB Brushworks, Chris Beaudrab. A custom shave soap and aftershave splash created exclusively for this project by Douglas Lane of Adopted Acres Soap Company. This original scent is warm, evocative, and deeply comforting. Top notes are sunflower, hay, black plum. Heart notes are black tea, warm spices, smoldering cedar. Base notes are tonka, oud, and earthy woods. 100% for charity, doubled impact. Every artisan involved in this collaboration has donated their time, skill, and products, ensuring that 100% of your purchase goes directly to ru4children.org. In addition, Dr. Chris Beaudrab's medical practice will match every dollar raised, doubling the impact of your generosity. Why this matters. For many of us, wet shaving is a moment of calm, a ritual of care and craftsmanship. With Fostering Hope, that ritual becomes a statement of solidarity and compassion. Your support helps provide real assistance to women and children facing unimaginable hardship, while also celebrating the artistry and community that make traditional wet shaving special. Fostering Hope, shave with purpose, give with impact, stand with Ukraine. And that comes from Chris Beaudrab. Chris, thank you very, very much for sending that along. Folks, we'll have a link to the Alpha Shave Works website where you can check out the entire shave set that's for sale up there. My thanks again to Chris Beaudrab for very, very kindly sending this along. And thanks to all the artisans who collaborated on this, making this shaving set possible. Thank you all very, very much. We received this review of the Natu Razor. That's spelled capital N-A-T-U. I think I pronounced that correctly. We talked about it on a previous show. Well, Jeff went ahead and ordered one, and he wrote the following. Hi, Mark. A while back, you mentioned a Kickstarter for a single-edge razor called a Natu. I ended up investing in it and forgot about it. A few weeks ago, I got an email with a FedEx shipping number for my razor. I didn't realize the company making the razor was in Portugal. There was a small customs delay as they had to send in an English translated invoice before customs would let it into the country. Anyway, long story short, it arrived about a week ago, right in time for a 3-day shave. First impressions are that it looks very much like a cartridge razor. Not expecting much, I loaded one of the blades that came with it and went to town shaving. It felt just like shaving with a cartridge razor, at least as much as I remember what cartridge razors felt like. I thought it would make a good initial razor for anyone trying to move away from cartridges. I did a quick 3-pass shave and came out BBS. It wasn't until I got to the alum block that I was shocked to get no feedback. This thing did a perfect shave. This is the first time I have ever had a razor's initial shave be perfect, and with the razor's own blades to boot. Just to make sure it wasn't some miracle, I did 2 more shaves with different soaps and different blades, and twice more perfect. I am not sure if it's something about the head design or the spring pressure, but it just works. No nicks, nothing even close. There are some cons though. The way the hinges on the razor head sit, there is about 1/4 inch on each side where the razor head extends past the blade, so it makes it a little bit tough around and under the nose for me. It also doesn't have a stand, and it's fresh off the Kickstarter, so I don't think they have it made to full production, and available to the general public. Seems a little odd telling people about something they can't have at the moment. Well, we checked on that, and it looks like it is available. However, I could be wrong. Folks, check it out yourself. We'll have links below. He continues here. They have put up a website at natushave.com, and that's spelled NATUSHAVE.com for all the folks listening to the audio podcast. And he writes here, that's for people who may want to keep an eye out for when they become available. Unfortunately, I don't remember what I paid for it, but I think it was around $60 to $70, which is close to the leaf twig if I remember. However, the leaf twig will detail better, but this I think is a better razor for making that initial step off the cartridge razors, or if you just want a simple but perfect shave. As always, thanks for all you do in the shaving world, and that comes from Jeff Palmer. That's great, Jeff. We've been showing pictures of it and that hinge, how it hinges in the front, and you can see how that blade sits in relation to the 1/4 inch on each side of the front of the razor head there. Really unique design. It looks like everything snaps into place and looks like a really, really exciting razor. And again, could be a great, great transition razor for wet shavers to transition from cartridge razors to the traditional wet shave using a single blade. Jeff, thanks very, very much for this review. Really do appreciate it. Again, folks, we'll have a link to natushave.com where you can check it out for yourself. Thanks again, Jeff. Really do appreciate it. Well, we received a new shaving cream and aftershave splash, as well as a new shaving puck from Robert at American Vintage Soap Company. Robert, thank you very, very much. This is a marvelous, marvelous scent. Here it is, folks. Fir Needle, F-I-R Needle. Boy, is this a great outdoor scent. And it's this beautiful shaving cream from American Vintage Soap Company. Let me show it to you right here. You can see it's kind of a shaving cream, a crope, a soft soap. It's marvelous. It builds a beautiful, luxurious lather. And this scent, Fir Needle, this is great. This is great year-round. You can use this in your shave den year-round, 365 days a year. This is the great outdoors. This is walking through a pine forest. This is spring awakening. This is the Christmas season. This is summer out in the pine woods. Oh, this is fall on a beautiful fall day when that cool breeze is kind of moving in and the shadows get long. Oh, this is great. This really is year-round scent. Really, really loved using this one. And again, I love this jar. It's 6 sides, a hexagonal shape right there. It's got a great vintage look to it. Looks great on the counter. And he also sent along the aftershave splash. Again, a great looking vintage kind of a bottle. Man, this is really just a great, great scent. Liked it a lot. We're going to be editing the review and getting it posted as soon as possible, so stay tuned for that. Fir Needle from American Vintage Soap Company, a really, really terrific, terrific scent, and a great performing shave cream, crope, soft shave soap, however you want to describe it, but it really is terrific, and it really does a great job in building a lather. And you know what? A little bit goes a long way. I think in my review, I have to look at my review again. I think I used a little too much. Made heaps and heaps of lather. So you probably don't have to use as much as I used in the review, as I recall. Check out the review. We'll get it posted soon. Thanks again, Robert, for Fir Needle. He's also offering some shave soap pucks, and he very kindly sent along the sandalwood shave soap puck. Boy, this is great. This is a great sandalwood scent. The packaging is very, very nice, and here it is wrapped up like this. How about that? The wrapping like that. And I haven't unwrapped it. I'm going to unwrap it when I do the review. But you know what? Let's unwrap it now. We'll unwrap it now so you can take a look at it. Check that out, okay? Check that out. Isn't that great? Here it is right here. It's okay right here. There it is right there. And this is just great. Just a great formula. And the sandalwood scent is just marvelous. I think this is one of the nicest sandalwood scents on the market, in my humble opinion. It's just terrific. And we're going to go ahead and get a review done on this. And I don't want to misspeak, but yeah, it is a tallow-based, a cold-pressed shave soap. It's right here on the back, right here. I don't know if you can see that. Well, right there. There it is, right there. Okay? kind of a pilot program is what he says. So get up there and get one while they're still available. You can see right there, food grade tallow cold pressed. Right there. Yeah, a tallow-based shave soap. We just talked about tallow-based shave soaps with Williams Mug shave soap. This one's tallow-based right here. Great, great sandalwood scent. Love the sandalwood scent. We're going to get a review done on this one. Yeah, really looking forward to shaving with this one. So, Robert, thank you very, very much for very kindly sending along Fir Needle shaving cream along with the aftershave splash and the sandalwood shave soap, tallow shave soap. Folks, we'll have a link below to American Vintage Soap Company where you can check out these and all their products up there. Robert, thanks again very, very much. Viewer Tim Whitcup sent along this heads up regarding a new razor from the folks at Razorock and ItalianBarber.com, and it looks like they're calling it the Razorock Smile. Tim sent along a link to ItalianBarber.com's Facebook page where they posted the following. I needed the perfect head shave. She wanted the smoothest legs. So we stopped compromising and built one razor from the ground up that does both flawlessly. No trade-offs, no shortcuts, just results. Soon, my friends. And there you see it in the picture right there, the Razorock Smile. It looks like one of the edges of the razor head there, where the blade would be, is concaved in shape. And at the angle they're holding it, it looks like it's making a smile, which I guess is why they're calling it the Smile Razor. And that concave shape, that smile shape to the razor head, looks like it will conform and fit the contours of your leg, your head for a head shave, that sort of thing. That's my guess. I don't know exactly how this works or how that concave smile shape to the razor head will hold a blade. I don't know any of that. This is all we know right now, but I'm very, very intrigued. So a big, big thank you to Tim Whitcup for the heads up on the Razorock Smile from the folks at Razorock and ItalianBarber.com. When we get more information, we'll pass it along to you. Tim, thanks again very, very much. Folks, from Razorock and ItalianBarber.com, the Razorock Smile Razor. Stay tuned. And that wraps up this week's look at new wet shaving gear. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some of these questions and comments. Hey, we received this update from viewer David Dart regarding the Replitech Razor. David has one, and he sent this one to the channel, and he let us know about his shave with it first time around. It was really, really aggressive, I guess you could say. Has a lot of growl, this razor does, and I did my review, and I found that it was very, very efficient. A lot of growl, but there's also a sweet spot that I seem to find whereby you ride the cap a little bit, and I think that smooths things out a little bit. At least that was my finding from using this razor. Well, anyhow, David had another shave with it, and he wanted to update us, and he wrote, Mark, good morning. I watched your review of the Replitech 1965 Tech Razor. It inspired me to try a few of your suggestions. Pictured below are the items I used, but also not pictured is Parasso Green Pre-Shave. When I had my shave, I rode the cap as you suggested, and I used a Vikings blade mild razor blade. Also, I usually do 3 passes and pickups, but today I did 2 passes and no pickups. I got a BBS shave and no weepers. A much more enjoyable shave with better results. Have a wonderful day. And that's from David Dart. David, I'm so glad to hear that. That's great to hear, really. And again, I think the key to this razor is possibly, as you found out, a milder razor blade, and also a little stricter technique in its approach, which is probably riding the cap a little bit. I think that smooths things out a little bit. At least that's kind of my hunch here. But I'm glad that you got a much, much better shave from this razor than you did the first time around, the first 2 times around. So I'm glad to hear that some of those suggestions worked. Folks, do you have one of these? Are you using any of those suggestions? Please comment below and let us know how this razor works for you. Are you riding the cap? Are you using a milder razor blade? Please let us know in the comments below. David, very, very happy to hear that this was an improved shave. Great, great to hear. Thanks again for the update. Well, speaking of updates, we received this update from viewer Robert Ross regarding Saponificio Veresino's 80th anniversary shave soap. He submitted a review, and he offering this little bit of an update, a follow-up on its use. Here's what he has to say. Hi, Mark. As you know, I submitted a review of this marvelous soap a few weeks ago. After experimenting with the soap over the past few weeks, I came up with a simple but effective method of application. As I mentioned in my review, I simply added a small amount of water to the tin and simply loaded the brush for about 20 seconds. This method worked fine, but it left the soap quite wet. I was thinking to myself that there must be a better way. As you know, I'm a fan of the Phoenix Shaving Cube 2.0 pre-shave. I apply the cube by rubbing this gigantic block all over my already wet face. Then I rub it in with my hands. So I had a brainwave. What if I apply the Saponificio Veresino soap in the same way as the Cube 2.0? Here's what I did. I wet my face and then dried my hands thoroughly. I grabbed the SV soap and rubbed it directly on my wet face. I then took my G5C brush, which was already damp, and began building a lather on my face, not knowing in advance what the results would be. To my surprise, the SV soap built into a fantastic lather as I slowly added water to the brush and worked the lather on my face until it became both dense and slick. On the second and third passes, I simply applied more water to the face via the brush. I found that I didn't have to go back to the puck. Another bonus is that the soap, which was already out of the container, dried quickly, as the only surface that got wet was that against my face. So there you have it, my new method for shaving with SV shave soap. Rub it directly on your face and build your lather by continuously adding water. By the way, SV is a very thirsty soap that can handle a lot of water. Just apply water gradually is my advice. Cheers, and that's from Bob Ross, Robert Ross. Thanks very, very much for the update on using Saponificio Veresino shave soap. Really, really do appreciate it. Folks, are you doing this with SV shave soap or another brand shave soap? Comment below and let us know. Robert, thanks again very, very much. Okay, you need to check this out. This came from viewer Mark Davis. He sent along this photo, and he writes, Hi, Mark. I'm sending you a photo of the 34mm Hulk brush next to the Simpson Wee Scott. That Hulk brush is so huge. My gosh, folks, if you're listening to the audio podcast, when you get a chance, check out the video presentation of the Monday Morning Mailbag and take a look at this photo. It is such a sharp contrast between the Wee Scott and this 34mm Hulk brush. My gosh, that is amazing. Mark, thanks very, very much for saying that along. Not to do a can you top this, but just to kind of run parallel to what you're doing here. I happen to have a Wee Scott brush myself. It was very kindly and generously sent to the channel by viewer Jamie Horn. Jamie, thank you very, very much. And don't kid yourself. This little brush right here packs a punch. This makes a great, great lather. But I also happen to have a rather large brush, and that is the Razorock 400 right here. So here they are side by side. In kind of in the same way, the Wee Scott next to this hulking brush. Well, it's not a hulking brush; it's a 400 brush, but you can see the size right there. My gosh, yeah, look at that. Wow, sharp contrast between the two of them. But here's the amazing thing again. This Wee Scott really does a great job of building a lather. It really does. I think it holds its own against a larger brush like the 400. And I think this 400 is maybe a 30 millimeter or a 33 or a 34 millimeter, I'm not entirely sure. But I just wanted to give you another perspective. And here also is the Wee Scott next to Phoenix Shaving Atomic Rocket. Even that looks immense and enormous. Yeah. But all three great brushes. And I'm sure that Hulk brush with its 34 millimeter knot is just outstanding. When you get a chance to use it, send in a review, Mark. I know a lot of viewers out there would be interested in learning about its performance, but thanks very, very much for sending along the photo. And it just inspired me to kind of reach into my own shave den and pull out a couple of brushes similar to what you're showing there. And again, it's not a can you top this. I just wanted to kind of share and acknowledge and run parallel to what your point was. These, it's just a really neat contrast in the size of shave brushes, but it also reminded me that the Wee Scott really packs a lot of punch. And a big, big thank you to Jamie Horn for very kindly and generously sending along to the channel. We're going to use this again in the shave den and do a lather with it. Maybe we'll do a travel-themed kind of a shave because this is great for travel. Thanks again to Mark Davis, and a big thank you to Jamie Horn. Well, as you know, viewers Bill and Connie Murphy very kindly and generously sent along to the channel the Ollie-Works Meteorite Razor in aluminum. Boy, this is a fantastic razor. The aluminum razor comes with 3 base plates, and I love the mild base plate. It's great for a daily driver. As a matter of fact, I like this razor so much, I'm going to use it for my next shave. Really, really terrific razor. Very, very well machined and constructed. Very, very precise. Really terrific razor. And this shade of blue, as Bill mentioned, cameras and photographs, video just don't do it justice. You have to see this shade of blue in person. It really is spectacular. Anyhow, James Sefton bought the Meteorite Razor in stainless steel, and here's his review of his newest razor in his shave den. Hey there, Mark. The new Ollie-Works stainless steel Meteorite Razor arrived this morning, and I already shaved with it. I'm very happy with it. I highly recommend the stainless steel Meteorite. I didn't shave for 2 days, and using the medium plate, it mowed off the whiskers like they were nothing. And James here has the long-handled version in a dark cherry color. It looks absolutely spectacular. And again, that medium base plate did a great job. Now you have the option with the stainless steel razor, the stainless steel version. As I understand it, you can buy 1 base plate with it, or you can get all 3 at an increased cost. Check it out. It looks like an absolutely marvelous razor. I know the aluminum version is just wonderful. And again, the color just pops, and I know that dark cherry, the color probably pops. Photographs just don't do it justice. But stainless steel, great dark cherry color, a long-handled version. This is the standard handled version that I have right here. James has the long-handled version, and he is going to buy an additional plate for it as well. I think he's going to get the aggressive plate. He likes the medium plate, but he wants to give another plate a try. So you also have that option. If you don't want to buy all 3 plates at the increased cost, you can just pick 1 plate, try it out, shave with it, and then perhaps buy an additional plate or 2 to customize your shave. I love having all 3 plates for this Meteorite aluminum version. And again, I'm sold on the mild base plate. I love mild razors, as you know, and this one does a terrific job. So James, so glad to hear that the stainless steel Meteorite Razor from Ollie-Works is giving you great shaves. Let us know how the next plate you acquire shaves for you. Send us another update, and we'll share it with all the viewers out there. Check it out from Ollie-Works, folks. The Meteorite Razor will have a link below. James, thanks again very much. And that wraps up another Monday Morning Mailbag. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerati, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.